has been a long minute. What's up, and thank you for tuning in today, everybody. I am back here, and it has been a long summer, long vacant summer here at Fizz TV, and I do apologize. Just kind of got stupidly busy in personal life, through, job, career, stuff like that. Home ownership is no joke, and yeah, I'm so sorry. It's been a moment, but just trying to dip my feet back into things here. And I thought, what better way than to kind of give you an update on the collection space, kind of, what we're doing, what we're thinking these days, and just kind of hang out while we talk about some stuff and show off some stuff and to kind of see how things are looking. Earlier this year, remember I mentioned in a live stream that my basement had actually flooded. So the collection space has been relocated to a room upstairs in my house instead of the whole basement. So it's a bit smaller, it's a bit different, but it's still good, still great. Can't complain at all, and I just kind of wanted to show off what that's looking like these days, kind of how we're feeling, and see how you're feeling, see what you've been up to. So hope you guys enjoy. If you see anything you want to hear more about in a video, feel free to let me know, and just kind of catch up on things while we talk about some cool stuff. So stick around. Starting off, this is the door here. So it is Halloween season. It's September, so we've officially decorated for Halloween. You can see a little bit of it out there in the living room with the Crystal Lake sign. We have Freddy hanging out. What's up, dude? And got this on clearance at Spirit last year. I think it was Spirit or Halloween City. It's just this nice door cover. So I've got that chilling out here on the door to the room. I've got Mia Goth poking up over the back there. I've got the Pearl poster I got at a Horror Hound a couple years ago hanging out up there. In the corners here I've got some poster tubes. I've got mail tube, and then this is one of the main ones I take to conventions to get stuff signed. I've got a couple of posters in here I've got to get out, but one of the ones that's in here is one that I just bought at Horror Hound last weekend in Cincinnati, and I found the video store poster for Seed of Chucky. So it's really exciting. I have the one for Bride of Chucky. Didn't expect to find those. Was looking for theatrical, but I'll take those. But kind of at the precipice of the D12s here, I do have, speaking of posters, this is one I got signed by Fiona Dourif at Days of the Dead here in July. Really beautiful. I don't know if you've ever met Fiona Dourif, person watching this, but if you haven't, go ahead and give her a meet if she's ever at a convention near you. She is a wonderful person. She is somebody who I think has completely mastered the art of meeting people. I don't know if, just got good experiences. I've met her twice, had the pleasure of meeting her twice, and she is just a wonderful person, and talked to me about, my experience with the franchise, and, talked to me and my partner for quite a bit, and she was just a very lovely person. So she wrote me this beautiful thing on this Shout Factory poster, and I absolutely love that she was there at Days of the Dead in July. She was there with her dad, Brad, and so I got him to sign the Bride of Chucky version, Bride being my overall favorite Chucky movie. But again, me and Fiona did bond over Curse being one of the favorites as well, because these two movies really stand out to me in the franchise. So really nice to have these both kind of equally signed off on by the Dourifs. Underneath these fellas is a mat that I got from Spirit Halloween a couple years ago. My cats have kind of just really taken to laying on it, so I just kind of, let them have their reign of it whenever they're in here, which isn't very often. Back here, I've also got this, I think I've shown this off before, this 3D Friday the 13th print. I don't know the artist who did this. I did get it at a Horror Hound a couple of years ago. So if you know the artist or did do it, beautiful stuff. So we'll go ahead and start this bookshelf here. We'll kind of work around, starting with the figures, but I got some Transformers here. Got some Titan Class, Predaking, and Omega Supreme. Love those dudes. Got the Gamer, I don't know, Reactivate. That's the name of that Transformers game that hasn't come out yet. That Optimus Prime down there. And then a couple of crossovers, Jurassic Park, Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, and then the new TMNT one, which I thought was really, really cool. The way I've got this dude set up, I'm already getting into the weeds of ranting about stuff, but the way I have this dude set up is with a little bit of each turtle. So he's got Raph's buckle, Donatello's headband, and then he's got one of Leo's swords and Mikey's nunchucks. So I tried to get each of the turtles kind of represented there, and it's a crossover figure anyhow, so express your imagination, man. So got each turtle represented there. Moving up this shelf here is more Transformers. This is kind of 1986 film and season 3 themed. We've got those two large fellas just kind of hanging out back there for lack of a better spot, but I think I kind of beef out the 86 Decepticons neatly, so I can't complain about it. But got those movie guys there. I've got Octane hanging out, just very scared. Quintesson chilling in the back. Got this Galvatron and Rodimus just kind of facing off there in the center. I still really love the Kingdom Commander Rodimus. I know he was a little divisive because of the size, but I just think that thing is Really, really cool. I switched out the G1 blur for the IDW one. I do like the G1 Studio Series blur, but just something about the face and head sculpt on this one I thought was a lot cleaner. Got the Studio Series Magnus that's massive. And then Sandstorm. Yeah, I absolutely love that Sandstorm from the new Legacy line. Up here, this is more of like kind of Japanese G1 inspired shelf. Galaxy Shuttle, who's about to get re-released. Star Saber. Skylinks being a big lad, just kind of hanging out there. Again, lack of a better spot. Minerva, Scorponok. I have the whole body for Scorponok and Fort Max in the basement. Again, I just don't have space in here right now, but I've got Cerebros right there. Metal Hawk, Bludgeon with one of the upgrade kits, and then I've got Twin Cast and Sound Blaster chilling out. The HasLab Deathsaurus. Moving up top of this shelf is some NECA horror. So these are my two main like horror action figure shelves. I do have some other stuff again, but just this is kind of what I'm able to keep on display here. So starting at this bottom shelf, we're gonna start off. You can see Chucky and Tiffany. This is the 2-pack of Chucky and Tiffany from NECA. This is the standard one. It's not the retro cloth. It's the ultimate 2-pack. And then in the back, it's kind of, I have a bit of glare going on with the natural and artificial light, but there's a 3-pack. It's the family box set from Seed of Chucky that NECA did, oh god, some odd 20 years ago. And did a live stream on that a little bit ago. Opened them up, just kind of, you know, see what the box was like. And when I'd gotten it, to kind of reattach it, the Tiffany head had kind of rolling off there. So these things are kind of prone to exploding because of the way the plastic is made. So I kind of opted to just, you know, kind of leave them in the box to kind of exist there forever. I've got Michael and Lori from Halloween 2018. I think this pumpkin here, I think is from Sam, the Trick or Treat Sam. Got the two new Ultimate Jigsaws. I have one. The idea was that this is kind of going against it because I wanted the red robe to represent, you know, John Kramer, but I got both of these, one of them to kind of represent John Kramer, and one to just be kind of a jigsaw killer with the pig mask, you know, maybe even Amanda. Just kind of, you know, represented. Obviously the bodies don't match or anything, but, you know, we're exploring some imagination, but the setup I have here is kind of just two jigsaw John Kramer killers hanging out, but either way, it works. I just think that unmasked head looks really good with the black robe, so, you know, again, we're just kind of hanging out with it. I have one of the jigsaw, or I'm sorry, the Billy puppets hanging out back here. Got Pinhead hanging out back here. This is the 2-pack Ash that came with the zombie Ed. Got the Leatherface back there, and the original Texas Chainsaw. This is Dream Warriors Freddy and Freddy vs. Jason Freddy. These three kind of being at the precipice here because Freddy vs. Jason is a kind of a linchpin horror thing for me. Probably shouldn't be, but it is. And just kind of my roots with it. And then Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash is a fun imagination. This fella back here, I'm sorry, this guy is like, yeah, he's about to knock over Jason, or at least he's trying to, so I gotta fix him. I didn't realize he was tilting like that before I started recording, but that's the only Xenomorph I currently have. I kind of want to get the one from Romulus. I really like that it's got the interchangeable hands, so I might have to pick that up. And then this is one of the only Predators I have. This is the Thermal Vision from, oh, I believe this is from The Predator. I think the Bad Movie, but it's a good figure from a bad movie, but whatever. Tim Curry, Pennywise, Sam from Trick or Treat, just kind of chilling. Some accessories. We're going to the second shelf up here. This is more kind of character specific. I've got quite a few Jasons. I don't have all of them. I still want to get a couple more, but I've got Part 2 Jason. I love that one. And then I've also got the accessory set hanging out here with the Jason kind of floating, quote unquote, in the lake. And then I've got the, they're in the boxes back there, but that is the NES versions of Freddy and Jason. Got the fire and Pamela Voorhees' head hanging out. This is the Nightmare 1 Freddy with the remake Jason, which is still a great design and a great figure. I you know, of anybody have opinions about that movie, but that's a really great Jason design. I love how brutal he was, so made for a good NECA figure. The diorama piece, and I've also got the other Freddy diorama on pre-order. I'm glad they're doing a second run, but I'm gonna get like the Freddy Snake and the TV from Part 3. So those are the two parts of it I really wanted, was the Elm Street sign and the TV. So I don't know if I'll display the giant phallic worm, but it is going to be in the set. Got the accessory set sign for Camp Crystal Lake. Part 2 Michael, Loomis, couple like a Legacy of Ash thing kind of going on here, and then a couple other figures. I've got Asylum Ash, which is a really cool look and a great figure, and Henrietta is in her box. They've both been opened before, but they're just hanging out in their box. This is something a friend got for me. She got for me at a horror hunt a couple of years ago. It was really cool. And it was this piece of cabin from Evil Dead 2 from this place that used to tour with parts of it, and they kind of broke them down, started to sell them. And she thought it was a cool piece because it has this jag, this kind of like violent fucking stabby bit. So that's pretty cool. So it hangs out up here. Got the good guy doll hanging out in the box. Again, Billy Puppet. If you hear that whirring, I had Nightmare 4 just kind of playing in the background on VHS, and now it's rewinding, so I'm sorry. Up top here, at the end of this bookshelf, is we have the Halloween 3 masks. These are the Trick or Treat Studios versions. The only thing is, the Skull and the Witch are the kind of nice glow-in-the-dark versions, or I guess slightly nicer, in my opinion, as far as the paint. But this pumpkin is the standard version, so it's kind of a, I don't want to say fluorescent orange, but it's a little off. I want to try and get the glow-in-the-dark one if I can, but those are those releases. Up top here, above the door, we have the 03 re-release of Ninja Turtles. I'm kind of casual with Ninja Turtles, but you've already seen a few of them, but of the eras of Ninja Turtles I enjoy them a lot, and the 03 Turtles is what I grew up with, so. We're going to kind of go up and down to this bookshelf here, more Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen Devastator, Transformers Cybertron, again, my childhood there for people that grew up with G1 and they cherish G1. The Unicron trilogy was my G1, so have to keep that represented, and I believe that's the greatest Optimus Prime figure ever made, but that's a conversation for another day. Dr. Doom, the new Sentinel set, kind of lack for a better place, the new Taskmaster that's incredible, the new Ghost Rider that's incredible, this 2-pack, Renew Your Vows, I love that comic series, this 2-pack is incredible. Some toy show finds that were great prices that are still in box that are just kind of hanging out right now. I've had them for a minute, but it's kind of hard to want to take Cybertron toys out of the box. More Cybertron stuff, again, just trying to really represent this toy line because it's been kind of cathartic as an adult to go back and be able to get a lot of the toys I missed, but Scattershot, an incredible toy, Jetfire, just great, Menasor back there, BotCon version of this Scattershot, I believe that's Flack is his name, so I'm missing one other version of this mold. There's 4, I have a third, so this is one of the only molds I want to go completionist on because it's such a great mold. Energon Snowcat hanging out, Energon Landshark, or I'm sorry, Energon Landmine, great freaking toy. I got this Cybertron Wingblade for freaking $25 a couple of years ago, great price. Cybertron Downshift, wonderful toy. Got this new Shattered Glass Sideswipe, or Armada Sideswipe, Armada Wheeljack, whatever you want to call him. I don't own a lot of Shattered Glass toys. He's one of the only ones that I've got. He did come with his Minicon, which is really cool as well, but I really wanted the Hot Rod, the Shattered Glass Rodimus that he came with, so I needed that. We're kind of hitting some classic stuff again with G1. There's the Insecticons, the Conehead Seekers, Run Amok Runabout, an incredible Earthrise mold that was not used very much, some accessories. I've got Beachcomber here with his tires off because those tires can, I guess, melt the plastic because I guess that's what we're doing these days with Transformers. Got some Decepticons lining the back with kind of groups of Autobots. We've got Inferno and Red Alert. We have Hoist and Grapple. Kind of some pairs wherever we can get them, and then some mini-bots, again, lining the front here. I love the mini-bots. It's just a great idea. These deluxe updates. Oh god, I hit him. But these deluxe updates we've been getting of them have been really great. Down here is kind of main cast type focus, 1984, 1985. I won't name every single guy, you know who they are. I will name Brawn and Gears, my 2 boys right up the front, the 2 G1 guys that everybody hates, I absolutely love. Brawn and Gears are my dudes. We've got Optimus Prime there and Megatron. This Optimus Prime is about to get replaced with the Commander class Optimus Prime. And, you know, this Earthrise mold is not bad, but I've always felt that we could probably do a little bit better. So the fact we're about to get an updated, kind of definitive G1 Classics Optimus Prime is super exciting to me. I'm really curious to see how the Comparing Megatron comes out, because he's rumored to come out, I think, as a leader class later. But down here is kind of like my legacy shelf. It's kind of just a hodgepodge of stuff that I really enjoy that doesn't really have a spot anywhere specifically. So Hot Rod, Alpha Trion, Nova Prime, the minor Megatron from IDW, Orion Pax, Leo Prime, some Beast Wars love back here with Transmetal Megatron and Optimal Optimus. I love this Generation Selects Super Megatron. That dude kind of posts up at the front there. The new Lockdown from the Starseeker line, which I don't hate this guy. I might get a second one because I want to combine the parts, but I really like those Junkion figures, so him having that gimmick I think is fine. Shockwave is my dude. I've got the Galactic Man back there. Tarn. This is the SDCC 2008 Nemesis Prime. I don't think they've done better than that, so I love that guy. He's still representing. I love the way Shattered Glass Rodimus looks. I'm not the biggest narrative fan of Shattered Glass, but damn do the colors look good half the time. And this dude sings to my heart, so had to get him represented. This little fella is just hanging out for again, lack of a better spot. But I've had this thing since I was a young lad. This is part of Ruination from RID. His actual name is escaping me, of course, but love this dude. I've had him since I was a child. I don't even remember getting him. He's one of the main surviving Transformers of childhood. And you got some movie-verse Transformers. You can't see them too well here. Just kind of got them packed in. Kind of want to redo this shelf a bit. Maybe take a few of them, put them away, and kind of accentuate the ones I really like. But that's kind of how that looks. This is some runoff for classics. Some just fellas that I really enjoy. Again, I'm not going to name them all. I got the Junkions back there, some Wreckers, Hodgepodge Decepticons, just kind of hanging out. But again, just some robots that don't generally have the greatest home, but are still really good. I've got these storage bins here that are just kind of chilling out lately. They're full of Marvel Legends up top. Some stuff's probably going to fly off the top of this, but Iron Man, some Spider-Man movie stuff. So some random Marvel Legends in both of these. This one's more comic-based. This one is more MCU-based, because my Marvel Legends displays have had to shrink a lot, which you're about to see. Bottom shelf here, some Spider-Verse fellas with Cybertron Metroplex from the Legacy line. I love it. These are some of my live-action Legends that are currently being displayed. I gotta kind of fix this shelf. I had a few other characters. You can see a stand still hanging out back there. I should have redone this, I guess, before doing the video, but it's kind of is what it is. This baby Deadpool topper, I had my Deadpool posted up here, but I'm gonna wait till the Deadpool 3 comes out, or the Deadpool 3 Legend comes out. And yeah, Toby, Doc Ock, the new Carnage set up back there, so I got the Venom back out to kind of hang out with him. X-Men 97 was fucking incredible, and then Deadpool Wolverine also put me on a bit of an X-Men high, at least anticipation-wise, so got this X-Men shelf rebuilt with kind of a classic theme. The main new one I had to get was Colossus, because the 2-pack finally got re-released, so I really had to get him. Didn't have much need for the Juggernaut. I like the old Build-A-Figure, but I needed this Colossus here. So he's the main new addition, aside from the Gene and Scott from the 97 line. Up top here is Spider-Man villains. I fucking love Spider-Man, so of course his villains need represented. Got kind of a 90s thing going on here. I need to kind of redo it because Sandman's here. He's not in the show, but got Doc Ock, Hydro Man, Shocker, that classic version of Lizard, not the Build-A-Figure. I do have the Build-A-Figure, but I just kind of have him switched out for space right now. I need to get, or I kind of hope they make a new Black Cat, but this is the 2014 version, so that could do with an update. This is the brand new Carnage, the old Toy Biz Hobgoblin, because I still don't think they've done better than this. I'm not like an old head. You'll see a lot of the stuff is updated, but God, dude, like, Hasbro these days cannot make a 90s styled Hobgoblin to save their lives, and I don't really understand why. Just make it look like this. That's all we need. Just put it on a modern buck and make it look like that. Come on. Got the 2-pack version of Goblin, the cel-shaded red and blue Venom, and some other fellas hanging out back there. Up top, obviously, we've got the Spider-Verse. I've got the brand new Superior Spider-Man. I love the Superior Spider-Man suit. It is my favorite Spider-Man suit, so to have that re-represented in new Marvel Legends form is beautiful. And I'm not going to name every single suit here, but just some great stuff. That Scarlet Spider is also new. Got Iron Spider hanging out back there. Again, this is another shelf that's kind of just packed, but man, you should have seen it before. This is me trying to cherry pick Spider-Man because I've got most of them. Up top here is Avengers, but kind of just standard heroes, because that Daredevil is from the recent 2-pack, a really, really great Daredevil toy. And just some other classic kind of setups for Avengers. This Warbird, Miss Marvel, is also really, really great. Just a new toy that had to kind of, beef up that Avengers roster there. And again, You know, Daredevil might not fit in perfectly, but you know, whatever, man, it works. Got this is the super silly suggestive Wolverine bucket from AMC, so I got that. And then I've also got this unbuilt Lego set that I need to get to, but this is the Discovery Shuttle, which is really cool. I just got back from Dragon Con. Oh, my sticker's peeling on the end there. But I got back from Dragon Con not too long ago, and my luggage here, and I've been lazy, so it's just still hanging out. This is kind of a pile of stuff. This is my desk area, so this is kind of the casual space, but some stuff that ends up here is stuff I haven't opened. So I've got like an Ethernet cord hanging out for streaming, and then I got this at the fair a couple of months ago. I didn't do anything with it yet. Some Game Boy, some handheld stuff for, you know, whenever you feel like playing around on a Game Boy, why not? I gotta open up some Star Wars vintage collection I need to get to. This is my set of Rebels I've been kind of waiting to open. I opened the Hera from Ahsoka, but I've got the Kanan Jarrus, I've got Ezra, I've got the Sabine and Chopper 2-pack here, I've got Zeb in the box. I'm gonna crack those open here soon, just kind of a fun Star Wars opening. That's what I tend to do with Star Wars figures, is I build them up and then open them in a bit. So actually, let me kind of settle into the desk space here to show you what we have. The desk space is kind of cluttered. A lot of the stuff rotates. There's obviously some photos here that kind of stick around all the time. Personal photos. This is a signed Jennifer Tilly print, and so this is like, I'll kind of let these guys sit around and then I'll open them up. But I've got like the new Rex, the new Leia, and then I don't display any of my vintage collection right now. I don't really have space, but I'll kind of show you that here in the closet, how my storage works, because I kind of have a system with it that I'm a fan of. But this is kind of just the desk area. It kind of hangs out. I have this mat because the desk itself is glass and I'm sensitive to cold, so I need something to protect me from it. I got the new Core Class Galvatron. This is where stuff just kind of hangs out and lives while we're like playing with it. This table here I have chilling out, just, you know, to kind of catch new stuff. This is kind of here to kind of freely set stuff so I can play with it. This is the new Straxus we got from the Marvel comic inspired line from Transformers, but really excited to open him up. That's going to be my treat here tonight, right after I'm done filming this. And then above the desk we just have some random stuff. This is a sticker that fell off of something, but I really wanted to save. I love that sticker. Meeting Stan Lee. This is a signed print I have of Tuesday Night, who is one of the sweetest people I've ever met, and so I had to have that posted up there. Tuesday Night, lovely person. If you could ever meet her, go for it. Again, I think, yeah, Nightmare 4 has rewound and is continuing to play, so hopefully they don't copyright strike me for shitty CRT footage, but there is Nightmare 4 playing. The cel-shaded Spider-Man, which I'm not an inbox collector, but damn it if it doesn't look really good, so he's just lived on his card for over a year. Well, I've waited to open it, and same thing with this Boba Fett. I don't think I'm going to be able to open this Boba Fett, but I really want to play with it, because I don't have the modern Boba Fett mold to mess with, so, but just those toy colors look so good on that card. I hate that I don't want to open that. And then this big one right here, this is a 27 by 40 Freddy vs. Jason. This is a theatrical print, and it's double-sided. I got this signed by Robert Englund, Horror Hound, many moons ago, and same thing with Ken Kurzinger, who played Jason in that film. So very, very great time. Great time meeting them, and to have this thing signed. Again, Freddy vs. Jason's kind of a center point of my horror history, so I kind of needed to own this when I found out they were both going. I actually have like a bit of an extensive poster collection and even signed posters, so I'm thinking in the future here I want to get one of those large portfolio books to properly store them, but I want to make a video that's probably going to be about posters specifically here in the future. But if you're ever curious about, you know, what posters I have and signed by who, it's not that many, but I'll definitely make a video showing those off here, hopefully in the future. So speaking of the storage in the closet, just because I kind of like to show off my system, it's nothing crazy. This is just some like toy packaging here on this quick shelf, and you really can't see too much of what's going on in here, so I won't bore you with it, but I've got this Chucky bag hanging out here. These two miniature totes here is kind of where I store my Star Wars vintage collection and kind of where it hangs out. I have some totes here on the side that have some Marvel Legends accessories. And then these storage bins with drawers is my main kind of storage thing for figures. So I have two on each side. Can't see the other one, but they're both filled with Transformers. And then, like, for example, this one here is Marvel Legends as well. So this one here is like kind of X-Men centric. So here is the 2-pack Juggernaut I was just recently talking about. He's tossed in here. I've got Silver Surfer because there's some Cosmic fellas in this bin as well. Got Emperor Doom. I've got a version of Cable right there. Some more actual X-Men. Dazzler. Oh, we have Firestar. Again, she's more of Spider-Man and his amazing friends, but yeah, just it's kind of how I like to keep it stored, bagged with their accessories and kind of in the general spot of their teams. But that's kind of just my storage system. We're gonna bring it back over here to this poster, and up top you'll see an array of boxes. This is a model kit backlog that I've been really bad about in the past year or so. I've been really good about not expanding it, and I've actually shaved a couple of them off to sell, but these are the ones that I really like and I would really like to build, especially that Millennium Puzzle. I've been putting that off forever. But down here I don't have all of my Gundam builds on display. They take up a lot of space, but here's quite a few of them. I'm not going to name everybody, but here's some builds that I've highly enjoyed, especially that Master Grade Heavy Arms. Nothing crazy about that kit, but damn, I just remember having a great time with that build. Down here is kind of high-end Spider-Man figures. This is the final swing from No Way Home, Andrew, and then Toby. The Spider-Gwen is actually not mine, that is my partner's, but it kind of lives on my shelf here for lack of a better spot. Got the Toei Spider-Man figure art back there. Got the red and black Tom Holland figure art, and then this is the Mafex comic Spider-Man in the back. And that is, I think, my favorite Spider-Man figure I own. That thing is incredible. Love that toy. So, really love that high-end Spider-Man shelf. Down here is kind of just some more stuff, some Naruto figure arts. This Kid Naruto that they did recently, within the past, year or two, is just incredible. I love this entire figure. And then I have a couple other Naruto figure arts coming in soon. So that's a toy line I've not dabbled with too much, outside of getting Sakura when they finally released her. But yeah, this Kid Naruto is kind of ignited. The figure arts, Buzz Lightyear from Lightyear, which say what you will about the movie, but this makes a really, really cool action figure. So I dug that a bit. Had to have him on the shelf, at least for now. I like to rotate these for some other stuff I have, but these are the ones that are hanging out. This is the Missing Link G1 Optimus Prime, the articulated version of G1 Optimus. They re-engineered it, and this thing was nutty. So I got the anime color version. I did not need another trailer hanging around, but this one again really is cool. Kind of an alien figure to handle it, an Optimus Prime from G1 that has an actual ab crunch like that. That's insane to me. So just a fucking marvel. Down here on this shelf is more builds. This is a couple more Gundam builds you can't see too well, some Witch from Mercury stuff, little keychains. This is a Droideka my partner got me for my birthday to build, and I love that Droideka, which a cool fucking build. Really enjoyed that. Down here on this other shelf, oh god, I gotta get low. This is just Yu-Gi-Oh card storage. You can see my deck box there. I don't play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh actively. I'm very casual with it, but I do like to collect a bit of the retro cards and keep at least my main deck available. So, Jigsaw boxes are hanging out, a couple of Star Wars card backs, and more card storage in these totes here. This is camera stuff, lights, tripods, stuff like that. Review type stuff. This is the box here is my D&D dice. These binders here are more Pokemon. These ones, actually, I skipped to that. These are Pokemon binders down here as well. I don't collect Pokemon avidly too much these days, but I still have quite the collection of it. Now we're going to kind of go up these at the same time here, both of these shelves, so we don't zigzag. But here's some more Star Wars that's on card. These are guys I might leave on card just because they look so good on it, and the cards are in great condition. Again, I'm not an inbox collector, but something about a nice carded Star Wars figure just kind of spikes something in the happy brain chemical for me, I guess. But yeah, these guys are kind of hanging out. They're in their box, but they're not mint. I have my Japanese animated Blackout, and then I've got the Wingblade Optimus Prime as well, just kind of hanging out. Bookshelf, random stuff back there, some books, my D&D dice tray, stuff like that, just kind of hanging out. More Transformers. This is the Bumblebee movie shelf. A bunch of guys that like Megatron that weren't even in the movie itself, but make a good shelf and make a good toy, so whatever. Next to it, again, I'm sorry the lighting is not very good. We'll move along pretty quick, but this is the Rise of the Beasts shelf. If you saw that movie, you have the Terracons in the back, some Autobots in the back, and then wanted to put the Maximals kind of at the front there, so got them represented. Up here is kind of a Transformers Prime inspired shelf, I have the third-party reproductions of Optimus and Megatron back there. Got the Legacy Dreadwing and Skyquake. I've got the re-release of Prime Breakdown with the Legacy Knockout. I actually really enjoyed this Knockout. I thought it was a pretty good use of jazz, so I'm pretty happy with that. I've got Windblade and Chase from Rescue Bots. Over here, more robots. I've got some War for Cybertron guys hanging out. The 3 new guys with the old Bumblebee. I love that Bumblebee from 2010. Still a great toy. Some G1 Cybertron forms, Jazz, Bumblebee, and Wheeljack, the Origin forms. This shelf is kind of miscellaneous, just some special stuff. This is a doll of Superior Spider-Man, a friend made for me a long time ago from a different portion of my life that I think of fondly, but that is kind of representative of that. This old Bulbasaur plush I've had since I was like a child. I don't collect a lot of Funko Pops. I've had more of them in the past, but I couldn't resist. I love Hidan from Naruto. A lot of love for that character specifically, so I had to represent that. That's the Jashin Curse Mode version. I have the regular one that kind of hangs out on my desk, but again, you don't see a lot of Hidan merch, so I had to get it. I'm really hoping with the Shikamaru figure art they announced they're gonna make Hidan as a figure art, but who knows. Got this pretty version of Wally I got as a gift. These other 2 little Wallies. I love Wally. Wally's a great movie and a great design. This is the one Mezco 112 figure I have. This is Michael Myers from Halloween, 1978. Versions of Naruto and Hinata from the last. This is a fucking prized possession. This is my Omnitrix signed by Paul Eiding, who's the voice of Grandpa Max, obviously voiced a lot of other important characters in fiction, but absolutely love Ben 10, so to have that signed by the Grandpa Max hits the happy chemical. Over here is kind of a Transformers animated inspired shelf with some new Legacy toys. The new animated Optimus, which is absolutely great. I love this toy a lot. The Bumblebee and Prowler are really great too, but God, the Optimus just kills it. Bulkhead, this is the old Reveal the Shield lug nut from back in the day. I kind of have him out representing. And then the Auto Trooper, which is the one figure from that 4-pack. There was a multi-pack of guys that came out, but this Auto Trooper was the main one I wanted, so I got him secured because that's just a really cool like BotCon reference to have at retail. Up top here, these 2 shelves kind of go together, but I've got Maximals from Transformers Beast Wars, and then I've got Predacons from Transformers Beast Wars, or I guess technically Beast Wars Transformers, whatever the fuck. I'm kind of rambling now, but got those 2 shelves here. If you move over, I've got the Dinobots from G1. I finally completed this set with the release of Swoop. We waited many years to have this set completed, and now finally we've got all 5. And they just look incredible together. I want to get some risers in the back for the other 2, so they're, using that real estate up top there. But that's kind of how they're just hanging out right now. Down here is the Legacy Reduxes of Transformers Armada. These are the actual mini-cons from Armada. You'll also on my desk here, I'll grab it. My buddy sent me this recently. Alex sent me the Power Links version of Hotshot. I don't know what the Legacy version called it. It might have been the same thing, but I got this one too. But this is the main shelf of Armada stuff right now, and I've got, again, the mini-cons hanging out. Even if there's no way to connect them, just looks really great. So I love most of these redos. They're really good, especially that Armada Optimus. That was Toy of the Year last year. Just incredible. Move all the way to the top. We have the SDCC Exodia plush. Another buddy, my buddy Seth, got me that a couple years ago. Really, really great. I love that thing. It might have been Christmas last year, actually, but I've got the Fans Project Steel Core. Oh, I think that's Make Toys that made that Buster Stealth Wing back there. I've got the animated colors, oh, it's so tall, of Hot Rod from the movie, Leader Class Optimus, and then this is the Spider Buggy with 3 Spider-Men in it, just having a night on the town, just chilling, just 3 bros having spider times, why not? Moving back down so we can move back up to kind of transition into the Chucky section of things, but this is another bin of just some filming stuff. This is a bunch of prints that I have. I have tons of prints, tons of stuff that I don't have the wall space for, that kind of gets neatly put away here. These are most of the legacy redos of the Transformers Cybertron guys. I was talking about Cybertron earlier, and have these guys kind of posted up because I keep playing with them. They're really, really cool. But yeah, any legacy Cybertron or Unicron trilogy guys I'm probably going to eat up because I really like what they've been doing with these redos of them. I've got the HasLab Unicron, big old bitch, just a giant centerpiece hanging out. I've got like a little Spider-Man keychain hanging off of him. But this guy hangs out here, just kind of keeps everything cinched up together. This is a massive, massive boy I always have to make room for. I thought I was not going to have space for him in this collection space at all, but there ended up a space in front of this window here that's been curtained, so yeah, he survived. He is hanging out here with us. Behind him is that promiscuous print from Pearl. My partner got me a couple years ago. It was limited edition off the A24 store. Really love that. Going up top here, I do wish I had a space to actually hang it, but so it's kind of why it's just living awkwardly behind Unicron, but it's at least on display to some degree. We're working with as much house as we've got. Seed of Chucky and Bride of Chucky, these are movie theater Mylars. These are what you would see in a little light box hanging above your theater house to figure out what movie you were in and what screen you were in back in the day. So I've got both of these separately. I'd like to get little light boxes for them, but this is kind of just how they're displayed right now. And I really love how they look next to each other. That little duology there of Bride and Seed as it's really become. So great to see that. Underneath them and next to Unicron here is kind of just like, it's a very like a situational TV setup because I have my desk here and then I can just kind of turn around and plug in my N64, and it's just kind of my little retro corner. I know some folks have these and they're very illustrious in how they're set up. Mine is very humble at the moment. Again, maybe someday I'll have it set up nicer, but it's got a little stand here for my VHS tapes. Got a DVD player and a VCR. I've got a CRT, a 13-inch CRT that has a VCR built in that I generally use, and my old N64. This is my original N64. Got this bad boy on like my 5th birthday, so he's still going strong. My original copy of F-Zero X, Pokemon Stadium. Just some beautiful stuff here. I've got the whole G1 series on DVD. I've got some Godzilla movies I've never seen that I gotta watch through. I found a good deal at Barnes & Noble, or I'm sorry, a Half Price Books recently, so I want to give those a watch. I'm not gonna name every VHS here, but you'll see I've got some heaters. It's really all heaters. It's not anything crazy. I need to get some more niche stuff. Again, this is kind of something I've been revamping in the past about 8 months. So whenever I go to conventions, I try to grab a couple VHSs. These are like some repro VHSs that actually have the films on them of X and Pearl. A couple of these I still need to watch. Like, I've actually not even watched my copy of The Thing. This is the Blockbuster copy of Halloween, which is like gray. It has like no color grading or color value at all. It's very interesting. I want to get a new copy of Halloween. And so this right here as well. So for whatever reason, Seed of Chucky is really, really hard to get on VHS, and I'm still hunting the authentic copy, but this is a reproduction copy that somebody on Etsy may or may not have made. They have a name to them. I forgot the name of the place that makes these on Etsy, but they still make them. I don't think they're currently making Seed, but this is the actual. Oh, and then if you want to see right here how beautiful they make the VHS, Bukake VHS, I mean, this is your place to get it. So I have watched this. It's a widescreen version of it. I think that's my only complaint. I wish it was a full screen, but I don't know if there is a full screen ratio version home release of Seed of Chucky, so it doesn't really matter, but I thought this was cool enough to talk about. Technically, the only Child's Play movie I need on VHS is Child's Play 2, so quite a few VHSs I need, but that's the main one I've been hunting lately. This is the set I got recently that I've been watching, so again, Nightmare 4 is on right now, because I watched Nightmare 3 the other day, and we're working down the line. I found this at Walmart recently, Transformers Armada, the complete series, just hanging out in the DVD section, so that's another thing I'm going to give a watch later. I got the Halloween 3 pumpkin from Trick or Treat Studios, the light up one. The batteries are dead, so it's not lighting up or doing anything. My little placard, I got my seasonal placards for Fizz TV banner that was never meant to be, but I still love setting these out. I got the summer one going right now, but we're about to switch on over to fall. But I always love changing those over. But either way, we're going to kind of start transitioning into the piece de resistance. This is the Chucky section. There's not too much to say about everything, but again, some fun stuff here. So we're going to start here at the end. This is something that I've not even gotten to take out of the box yet. This is giant fuck-ass scissors that they made for Chucky branding, and the main reason I got these is because they're just about doll size that a doll could use them and imitate the Child's Play 2 poster art with the actual Jack-in-the-Box. So I thought that was too good to not be able to do. I think somebody has already done that, like photo-wise, on Instagram. I forgot what user did that. I got these two hanging out here, kind of Child's Play 2 themed at the top of this case here. So I get a lot of questions about my display cases and these glass cases. So these cases come from IKEA. These are called the Detolf. Now I don't know, the only thing is I believe IKEA for the first time in like probably 10 or 15 years, I believe discontinued the Detolf. So I don't know if you can still get these brand new, but I do believe this case here is still available. This is called the Rudsta, I believe is how it's called or how it's pronounced. But this is kind of my centerpiece case that holds the production head there from Colt. So that is again where I got these cases. All of these cases came from IKEA. It's just, again, this is called the Detolf. I don't know if it's still available at all. You might be able to find them secondhand on like a Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp or somewhere like that. But again, for all the questions I get about my cases, that is what they are called, and that is where I get them from. So, okay, so I guess we'll start up here. This is not Chucky related, but that is Transformers, signed by Peter Cullen. I got that at TFCon a couple of years ago. And the thing I really love about this is he does not sign quotes, especially by request. And I don't know why he signed a quote on mine. I didn't request it, but he did. And he actually like kind of did the Optimus Prime voice and talked to me for a moment. And it was a great experience meeting him. So Peter Cullen is a great, very gentlemanly, very humble man to be able to meet. So fucking legend in the voice of Optimus Prime right there. Absolutely glad I got to have that experience. We got the Tots hardhead here. I've got some other random stuff. I've got this bobblehead. I've got these two Valentine's Day cups from earlier in the year. I've got this copy of Ultimate Spider-Man, the free comic book version. It's signed by Mark Bagley. I need to get a actual frame for this, but it's just kind of hanging out safekeeping on top of this Detolf here. This was our tickets to Universal Studios last year, and when we rolled into the hotel, we obviously I had to get the Chucky lanyard. So still a great experience. I'm not going to Halloween Horror Nights this year, unfortunately, but really glad I got to go last year for the TV series Haunted House, or I guess it really wasn't TV series based. They got into trouble with that. That's a whole ordeal. I should probably make a video about that, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. But this first case here is kind of my Tiffany case. Tiffany, my favorite character in the entire Child's Play franchise. I've just got so much Tiffany stuff, it's kind of what it turned into. So, got the Mezco Designer Series figure. I finally got the Kotobukiya Tiffany statue. I've not taken her out of the box or anything yet, but she's just posted up right there. She still looks really great in the box, so I will eventually take her out to see how she looks, but I love these pieces there. This is just a little figure from Five Below, but she's cute, and so she's hanging out, totally fair. I've got this prayer candle from Horror Hound. I've got the Monster High dolls right here, at least out of the box. I've got this import, it's not an import technically because I got it, like I imported it, they didn't import it, but I got this Japanese action figure. I forgot the name of the company, Red something. Oh, there it is, Red's Inc. Yeah, the Cult Cinema Collection, sure, of Tiffany. There's a Chucky from that line too, but I prioritized the Tiffany. I think I got that off Buyee. Buyee, if you guys want to, sponsor me, I'll do an ad for you. Just hit me up. I've also got the Tiffany bust here from Trick or Treat Studios. I got the pin here. This is the bloody version. Again, I don't like a lot of Funko stuff, but sometimes they make a cool thing that I'll dip in on. This is the Tots Tiffany. You guys have seen her. I'm sure you've seen the video I've made on her. And then this is little Gizmo. I get a lot of questions about this Gizmo here. This belongs to my fiance. This is hers. It's her. Again, she has a couple of pieces in my collection that are hers because she's not really a big collector, but she does like some nice stuff. And this was purchased, I'd have to check the actual retailer, but there is, I believe, a Russian artist who makes Mogwai and sells them, and this is one of the versions of Gizmos, but she bought this secondhand from our friend Burris Productions, who bought me that poster tube, that orange poster tube. She bought this off of him once he got an upgraded Gizmo. So this is handmade, again, I believe from a Russian artist. It might be on Etsy, might have their own site, I don't know. I know for a couple of years there, they weren't active making Mogwai, but that is where this came from. For anybody curious, if you're absolutely, dead set on wanting to know who made this, let me know, and I will dig deeper and try to find an actual link for you about this. But that is kind of the origin, at least what I have on this Mogwai here. I got this little placard here, my buddy at work. I don't know where he got it, but it's Bride of Chucky with this cool art. I've seen this art and I have it on a t-shirt. I believe it's probably stolen, but it looks really cool, so I'm sorry. Whoever designed that, I'd love to know, so we can donate to you, because that thing has been used a lot, I am sure. This little guy hangs out. I'm not the biggest Squishmallow fan, but I like them to kind of sit in this beanbag chair while I watch VHSs and play my N64. So I've got the giant Togepi and the giant fuck-ass Gengar, and then this little guy hangs out. So little Squishmallow pals. Sorry for keep punching my camera. This thing is one of one. I guess this is probably the rarest Chucky thing I have in my collection. It's very cute. It was made by a independent artist, and I enjoy it. I think it's very adorable. I don't know exactly what's up with the buck teeth, but I think it's cute, and I think it's interesting too that I can tell that this was made, like this is definitely made using like the proportions and stuff of the tots with the hair and everything. So very, very cool. I like this though. One of one. Down here is some more storage stuff. This Loungefly bag is one of like the only ones I have, especially of this style. But it's Tiffany. Again, I freaking love Tiffany. Whenever I go out of town, if I need a smaller bag that I can have a giant backpack at, I use this one. It's got the Trick or Treat Studios Tiffany keychain. I got this Spirit Halloween tin, another like little lunchbox tin full of little trinkets, voice boxes, other little accessories for my dolls and whatnot. You guys have seen this thing. This is the production Cult Head made by Alterian Inc. from Cult of Chucky. This is made using the screen-used molds from the one that's actually in the film, the animatronic. Again, I do not know how many of these exist. I do not know exactly who owned this one. I am still hoping to get that full story someday. But yeah, this was production made. I made a whole video about that if you're curious to kind of get the whole breakdown and confirmation of authenticity on it. But yeah, it's kind of the centerpiece, kind of the holy grail of the collection, and he kind of lives at the center here, kind of staring everything else down. So, absolutely love him. I still have this little Mylar here. I believe it's not original, but I have this little Mylar for Child's Play living here as a little placard. And then this is, I need to get an actual frame for it, but this is a printing of the original script for Bride of Chucky, and it has been signed by Dom Mancini. I bought this secondhand. I have not gotten the pleasure to meet Dom Mancini yet. I'd love to be able to meet him and shake his hand someday, but that has not happened yet. But till then, I do have this, so this kind of like little shelf of grails right here, of dreams, is really beautiful to me. Moving up from that is kind of the action figure shelf, kind of a tribute shelf to like the old collection stuff, the old collectibles that you used to see in like the back of Spencer's, your McFarlane toys, your Mezco toys, your old action figures that are now worth tons of money that were clogging the shelves in 2006. But there's a few things too I'd still love to get. So we have the Child's Play 2 Chucky and the Bride of Chucky 2 pack from Movie Maniacs. I'd still love to get a set of each of these sealed, which is not impossible for Movie Maniacs. It's a lot of the cult classic stuff that seems to be rarer these days, and this is the Chucky I have from Cult Classics. This was another, I believe, buy-e purchase. This was a figure that I wasn't actively searching for, but when I found it in this condition, and the hair, I'm gonna go ahead and open this cabinet. But the hair on the Cult Classics Chucky I have found in recent years tends to like bleach and go blonde, and this one has not started that at all. It's been very well protected. It looks incredible. No yellowing on that card, or bubble more rather, at all. It looks great. Here is a more recent figure from, I believe Mezco made this. It's just kind of hanging out here. I don't have the greatest like history on this thing, but I just thought it was a really nice modern Bride of Chucky style Chucky hanging out in the box. But I would like to replace that, at least in this case, with maybe something from Movie Maniacs or a different Cult Classics Chucky. But up top here, well, before we go up top, there's some magnets. There's one just from Spirit Halloween, and there's one from Halloween Horror Nights last year. Up top here is kind of some heavy hitters, at least for myself. So it's a bunch of random stuff. So we have some promotional pins right here. I've not gotten to add to that collection, but Child's Play 3 and Child's Play 1 promotional pin. This is the condom from Seed of Chucky. So this is the promotional condom. I've got it in a card case. And yeah, big fan of this. I think it's the stupidest promotional item and greatest promotional item for a film ever, and how much money I spent on it, whenever I tell people, makes them think less of me. So isn't that great? Here I've got a couple of coins from Halloween Horror Nights. These are little vending machine things you could have gotten last year, but I got one of Chucky because had to represent my boy. So really cool. Over here is the burned Chucky. It's the retro cloth. It's the only retro cloth NECA I own, actually, but it's the burned Chucky that Scream Factory released with their release of the 4Ks, the first trilogy. Behind it is the Mondo. You can't see it too well, but that is the Mondo, one of the versions of the Bride of Chucky I believe this is the gold edition for the Bride of Chucky vinyl. I got a couple of versions of it, but that's that one. This here is another grail of mine. This is more of like a personal thing, I guess, as far as my collection, because it's like completely signed to just me. But this is the NECA Ultimate Chucky, and this is the thing that I have been collecting, getting signed by as many as I can from the series. So I'm always trying to save space on it. There's obviously space at the center there, but I have spots consistently saved for. I'd really love to get Kevin Yeager on this someday, maybe even Tony Gardner, but Kevin Yeager, especially since he designed this Chucky and for this movie. I'd love to get David Kirshner someday, and then the two main ones I'm saving space for on it, if I ever could, would be Dom Mancini and Jennifer Tilly. Devin Sawa has told me that I'm not going to get Jennifer Tilly on it, which is fine. I'm sure he knows more, but that would actually, it'd just be beautiful. But it's signed by Brad Dourif. Chucky, it's voiced by, or signed by Billy Boyd. Glenn Glenda, signed by Alex Vincent. Andy, signed by Tom Holland, the director. Fiona Dourif, Nika, Christine Elise, Kyle, and then again, Devin Sawa, who has like 5 or 6 different characters, so love that. That is something I've been building for years, and hopefully someday I'll be able to consider it, somewhat complete. But till then, that's where we're at. And Don, Jennifer, if you ever see this, let me know. If I could just mail this to you, I'll pay you for it. It's fine. Up top here above this is a poster. This was designed by Junior Murrow. This is a 20th anniversary poster for Bride of Chucky. The stuff up here is kind of obscuring a bit of it, but it's a beautiful poster. I think this is still available on Redbubble, but I absolutely love it. It's a great poster. I've got a ticket stub from seeing the first Child's Play a few years ago during a re-release. This poster here is an original Child's Play rolled, and again, that is something that I've recently started to get this signed. I've had it for years, pre-COVID, to get signed, and now finally I'm able to really have it signed. But Tom Holland, the director, I met him again. This is the only autograph I have of Chris Sarandon, Detective Mike Norris, the man who shot and killed Charles Lee Ray that night. I have Alex Vincent, the actor for Andy. Met him a couple of times, so I got him back on it. And again, Brad Dourif. So this thing is kind of a grail piece. Again, as far as my signed posters in the room, this is the only other one I have, along with the Freddy vs. Jason, and then and then I do have the Pearl over there. I do forget that one since it's behind the door, but these are the 2 signed ones I have on display in here. Up top here, we got some stuff on the wall. This is a poster for Chucky Season 3. It was, I believe, last year at New York Comic Con I was able to get. This is a stack of stuff. In here I have got, I have got this book I've been reading as far as research, because again, I've been working on my retrospectives, and I want as much information as I can get. Been reading this visual memoir from Tom Holland. This is another book here about, it's called The Reign of Chucky. Another book about the production and making of the films. This is the coloring book I got recently. My sister got me that, and this is the Devon Sawa Fangoria under there. So this is some stuff I need to find some better places for. But pictures is exactly what this is. So again, need to get a frame for this, but this is from Days of the Dead. This was meeting Brad and Fiona for a photo op. I took the kids in the stroller there. I do have a stroller that they kind of hang out in when I take them to conventions, and this was me meeting them. So they were absolutely lovely folks. Very, very nice, very, very sweet, and I made my point known, at least as far as what I want in Chucky, and they supported it as well. Brad and Alex Vincent also did a Q&A that weekend, and they don't know more than we do. They might have ideas of things, but they didn't confirm anything or let on anything, just saying that they'd very much love to do a season 4 if it's available to them. This is my plush good guy. I took him out recently. I gotta retie his shoes, but this is my plush good guy from Tots with the replaced wig. We're gonna finally get to the dolls here. We're gonna cover the stuff on top as well, but this is the case for the dolls, my doll collection. So this is where they live. This is where they spend all their time when they're not in front of a camera. So I've got these little keychains here. These are imported. I got these at Days of the Dead as well. We got Glenn, Chucky, and Tiffany all hanging out on their respective cases. But I guess really just for the front. But open up this here at Detolf. We have the Tots Glenn with this is a old advertisement for the movie Maniacs Chucky from an old magazine, probably an old Toy Fair or something. the Tots Heart of Damballa, the Spirit, or no, this is the Tots axe actually. Don't know why I called it the Spirit one, but still love that Tots Glen. Down here we have the original Tots Good Guy. This is the Kickstarter version. I gotta fix his hair up a little bit, but this is where he's living at these days. I took some of the Trick or Treat Studios wrapping paper and just made like a little backdrop there for him. I'd like to make a better one, but that's just some scraps hanging out there. This is the signed certificate from Tots. I think this was like the 150 version. And so that is that. I want to get that framed as well, but till then it's hanging out safely in the D12 case with Chucky. I've also got the batteries underneath there. Open this next one. On the bottom here, we do have Ultimate Chucky. In the thing with him, we have this Play Pal sign. I believe it's from Trick or Treat Studios. It's metal. And again, it's just kind of hanging out behind him. Kind of staying out of the way, but still a part of the collection. I have the Tommy head and hands right here. I still love these. I think this is my favorite, but I've really enjoyed having him set up with a real Child's Play 3 look, having that, you know, bayonet bullets, which these are just costume bayonet bullets, I've been asked. You can get these off Amazon, and then I just took some of them out and shortened it to be Chucky sized, and then he's got the knife hanging out in his overalls there. But again, that is, sorry, I just tapped my camera to the glass, but that is Ultimate Chucky and where he's been living lately. This is from Hollywood Horror Nights last year, a Chucky pin and the Hello Kitty pin, and this is the NECA Chucky. This is the NECA Bride of Chucky batch number 1. Again, I've covered this guy. I'm sure you've seen my coverage on this fella here. If you're watching this video, if you haven't, feel free to check it out. But again, absolutely beautiful. This guy went to Horror Hound with me last weekend, and we had a good time. So that is him. He is just hanging out. This is the knife I have for him. This is from Trick or Treat Studios, but it's not Chucky specific. This is from Halloween Kills, I believe. It's a Halloween Kills Michael Myers knife. And it can kind of fit in his hand. It's not a perfect fit, but until somebody makes a specific knife for him, it's about as good as I was going to get as far as a fake knife. And then these, he's kind of holding on to these for safety for me. But Bride of Chucky is coming back to theaters on October 30th, and I already have my tickets. And he's going to kind of hold on to them just, you know, until the actual showtime that comes that day. But yeah, that is Chucky and where he's living at these days. Moving up top of Chucky is I did get them. The actual Cinemark, I have a video idea for these, but I did get the Cinemark cup and head bucket for the re-release. Again, they did a Pennywise and they did a Chucky here. My Chucky has like a paint defect on the nose, but oh well, if it's that bad, I might ask them to replace it. But that is my Chunky. Up here is a couple other random things. The Chucky sticker, the Chucky air freshener, the Spirit serrated knife of Chucky's, and then some Funko Pops just kind of stacked up. These are just some neat ones I've gotten over the years. 2 of these I've gotten as gifts, and then I like the special ones. I like the one with the Child's Play 2 poster, and I like the cart legless Chucky. This is another print of Jennifer Tilly I got, because again, God knows if I'll ever meet her, so I was able to find this for cheap from the gentleman who used to be like her publicist as far as signing events and whatnot, and that type of thing. So I was able to get a couple of those on the cheap. Couple other figures. That's the Chucky from Halloween Horror Nights. This is the only Mezco Chucky I currently have. I did buy the Tiffany, but I had to return it because the voice box was defective. So I'll hopefully get the Tiffany from Seed of Chucky back. But again, this is the only Mezco Chucky I have, which I'd love to cover someday. I think he's really, really great. I was impressed when I got him. And so I think that's a great buy. This is my voice box for my Good Guy doll.
Hey, wanna play?
I got this off of Etsy. I need to screw the actual thing back in there, but...
Hi, I'm Chucky, and I'm your friend to the end. Hi-ho!
You can install these in the doll. I tend to kind of leave it hanging out in the overalls, but yeah, that you can do that. And they have a Glenn, Chucky, Tiffany. They have a ton of different ones. This is just a Bluetooth speaker. This is an acrylic standee that my partner got me from Spirit Halloween recently. Just a nice little chunky on display there. Little bow I'll put in my doll's hair from time to time when we go out to the conventions, because there's this really nice booth at Horror Hound that sells this stuff. But I found this Tiffany bow a few years ago, so it kind of lives with him whenever I remember it. I have the Chucky board game back there in this beautiful print I've had for years, since I believe my first Horror Hound of Chucky and Andy. So love that. This is just a Ultimate Chucky head. this is the spare I've talked about before, but this is the one I've been wanting to customize and do something with. So I'm trying to figure out exactly what I want to do. Again, I've not had time over the summer to do anything at all, so it looks the way it did as soon as the last time I messed with it, probably about 6 or 7 months ago. But Sunday, this is going to be a different Chucky head for my ultimate doll, so we will see. Down here is going to be our last case and our last show of things, but this is NECA Tiffany, again batch number 1. She got her cigarette, the little pistol lighter there. This is a postcard like marketing thing from Spencer's. Yeah, this was, you could like mail in, enter for prizes or whatnot, but yeah, it's a little promotional postcard. Behind her, it's kind of hard to see. I'm going to try and just scooch her a little bit. But behind Tiffany here, grab that from behind her. This is one of the only 2 laser discs I own. And for whatever reason, this one is rare as shit. It took me a while to find it. I don't even own a Laserdisc player, but I'm dead set on owning. I would really love to own every physical media edition of Bride of Chucky that there is, and so I finally was able to track this down. It's in great condition, beautiful, beautiful condition. It has been opened, but even still, it's been very well taken care of. And yeah, of all the Laserdiscs that I thought would be expensive, that is not one of them, but I guess it is. That's fine. And then down here on the last platform is the fella that kind of started it all. He was my first review on Fizz TV. It is the Trick or Treat Studio Seed of Chucky. Chucky, it's the doll that everybody still gives a lot of shit. And I don't care, man. I still think it's a great doll. I think it's great for a retail product, and yeah, man, I'll defend this thing. I'd like to do an updated video, but I mean, I probably should just make new videos. But just make a fucking video is probably just what I should do in general. But yeah, this thing, I still very much enjoy it. I've got the Hello Kitty plush from Halloween Horror Nights last year, and Ultimate Chucky's regular head is a Child's Play 3 evil looking head for sure. But yeah, the Trick or Treat Studio Seed of Chucky. Chucky is still alive and well here in this collection. I still love him very much. And yeah, of all the videos here, I mean, I still have quite a bit of stuff here I'd love to make videos about. I have just quite a lot of things I'd love to do here. So hopefully I can start the actual audio format here, which will keep me a little bit more, at least on a consistent basis of wanting to update that weekly or bi-weekly, and maybe even have some conversations with some folks on it. But guys, this has been my collection update. Again, I hope to join the conversation a little bit more again here. I'm not going to make a whole bunch of false promises again. I'm not going to try and, bait you guys, but I do have ideas, I have scripts, I have things going on, and hopefully I can just make that visible to you whenever I can. I hope you guys will be around for it. If you have any questions, if there's anything you want to see specifically, anything you want to talk about, feel free to hit me up. Ask me in the comment section down below. Hit me up on Instagram over there at DudeSpooter. I'd love to talk to you. I like to post a little bit over there. Again, I haven't been as active, but again, with summer slowing down, hopefully I'm able to slow down, kind of get back into things here at Fizz TV. So thank you all very much. Have a great rest of your day. Have a wonderful spooky season. And I'll see you back here. We're going to talk some more horror, talk some more Chucky, talk all that great stuff during this Halloween season. Have a great night. Stay spooky.